Hey guys, I'm back, and so I just want to do a quick tour on the device itself and answer some questions that people have had about the device. So obviously, like the number one thing, my favorite thing about the device is, in fact, the build quality. It is very nicely built, like I said. It feels very well in the hand. It doesn't feel too different than the second gen Moto X. Of course, it's a lot taller and wider as well because of that bigger display. But as you can see, it's pretty much like with the second gen, I can reach everywhere. With the third gen, I can still reach the sides. I can reach the top here. Can't quite reach there, but it's still very manageable. So it's a big phone. So if you were worried about the size, I would say definitely try it out for yourself. It's a big phone, but if you just look at somebody holding it, it's so easy to hold. The metal on the back here, it is raised slightly, but not too much. It's like barely there, so I wouldn't worry about like it scratching. So I got someone asked me if they think that this would scratch, but I doubt it unless you're gonna be throwing it around, which you shouldn't do anyway. I am on Verizon, so I wanted to show you guys that it does in fact have voice over LTE. So if you go to more and you go to cellular networks, it's right there. You got enhanced 4G LTE, and of course, again with the storage, it is 9.5 available total space. But right when I got the phone, it had some of the memory was already taken up by the apps, a little bit of pictures, but not much. So here now I'm at 1.5, but it was at 7.8. So I'm not sure why it's so low. Motorola phones are usually higher. I mean, this is almost on Galaxy S4 level, so that's bad there. So you definitely, I would say, opt in for the 32 GB of storage, or if you're willing to wait for Android M, which this phone will get it pretty quick. I know for a fact that they will because they've gotten rid of the carriers. They don't have to deal with Verizon, AT&T, or Sprint or anything like that. They'll just push out one update for the Moto X, and all the phones will get it. So if you're willing to wait for Android M and you just find with 16 gigabytes, you can definitely do that because then you can use your SD card for your apps as well. So that helps out. Another question about how bright the screen gets, or how dim it gets. So it's at full brightness now, so we're gonna put it all the way down. So like if from here to like here, there's not much difference in brightness really. There's not much. It's like from here to here is very bright, and then once you get it all the way down though, it does get really dim. Like you can barely see it, but it is on. Right now the display is on, and I'm going through the menus. But yeah, it's on, so it definitely gets really dim. So at night, I definitely put it over there. I never usually have it over here because here is bright enough for me. But when I'm outside, even when I'm outside, I can still see it here. But you can always just make it as bright as you want. So next thing I want to do is kind of go. You might have already seen it, but I go through the built-in wallpapers. There are quite a few, and I like them. So of course you have the standard one. Very nice quality wallpapers here, guys. I believe I have a link to a post. If I can find it, I'll post a link to the wallpapers. Of course, then you have the Android ones here. Alright, and if you're new to the Moto X, if you're finally hearing about it because of this phone being unlocked and everything like that, and of course with the nice $400 price tag, of course we have the twist to launch the camera. I'll have some camera samples below. Camera is still, same thing, easy to use. So some people like it, some people hate it. I wish they'd give us a little bit more control. I wish that camera 2 API was here, but it's not. But of course, you have, by default, it'll be on widescreen, so you'll be taking 16.1 megapixel pictures. I just switch it to standard. Of course, you have the timer, panorama, definitely should be SD card right there. And then of course you have the shutter sound. So standard stuff here. Of course you have HDR and flash, and swipe to go to the right to get to your gallery. And of course doing the same motion one more time will get you to the front camera, which is a 5 megapixel with flash. Don't worry about the flash. It's not that bright. I mean, it works, but it's not gonna blind you. So don't worry about that at all. Of course you have the flash. You can do the chop animation, and that'll turn that on for you. Alright, so I wanted to look at some cases. This is the no-co case from Amazon. I got this case mainly because it has a belt clip, and I like to use a belt clip at the gym, but I don't like it too much. It's very cheap. This part's not too bad, but this rubber part, I mean, it barely stays on the device. It moves around a lot. Not a big fan of that, and it's kind of hard to take it out of the belt clip, like when it's actually attached to you. So this case, I would give it a pass. Also, the buttons become way too sensitive. So all the time I'm pressing the power button and pressing the volume up and down button with these. And you know, Motorola goes to the trouble of, you know, adding ridges to the power button so that you can notice it no matter where you are, so that you won't have any trouble with it. And a lot of cases get rid of that. So case manufacturers, if you're listening, add some ridges to your power button and make sure it's not too sensitive. This case is just way too sensitive, and then I'm always constantly turning it on and off without even trying to. It does have the kickstand as well. I mean, it's only like 10 bucks, but you know, still, like, this is, I would say, not a high quality case at all. If you absolutely need one, maybe, but I really wouldn't recommend this one just because it has the belt clip. But I would say I believe the Note 5 Platinum case from Best Buy has the belt clip. It's pretty expensive though, but that belt clip would most likely work with this phone in some of its cases. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Now this case, yeah, I actually don't really mind it too much. I mean, of course it takes away from the design, but you know, at least this is all open, so you'll have no issues accessing your buttons. Doesn't add much bulk to it. What I don't like, it is a snap-on case, so it's two pieces. I've not had a lot of luck with cases like these. My S3 back in the day, I dropped it with one of these cases, and of course when I dropped it, the case fell right off and the screen cracked anyway. So this is very minimal here. This is minimal protection. You don't want to drop it on this. Little drops will be fine, big drops will not be, but it, you know, dimpo's still there. It doesn't take away too much from the phone other than in the metal sides, of course. Trust me, when you get this phone, you're not going to want to put a case on it. I was just like driving home and I had that no-co case on it. I ripped that thing off because it just felt so terrible just holding it in the hand. I wasn't texting, guys. I was just, you know, it's a new phone. I wanted to hold it. But this case is not too bad. It's very slim. Doesn't take too much away from it. And it's good for when you want to just throw something on it. Of course, it's nice and clear, so if you want to show off your design, if you got a custom from Motorola, this is not a bad one here. I can't really say too much on battery life yet. I'm still a little too soon, and I'm gonna get my SIM card swapped out because for some reason my signal has been really weak and has been draining my battery, so I can't give you an accurate battery yet. So I'm gonna get that switched out today, and I'll give you a battery update in a couple of days. But this is something I'd recommend here, is the Anchor. It's got 10,050 milliamps of power, but this is, I recommend, it's a quick charger and it's very nice and it's very compact. As you can see, it's tiny. It's a little bit thicker, but it's tiny. It's quick charge, so it'll charge this phone up pretty quick. I don't know how quick I haven't tested it out yet, but with the charger that this comes with, I've heard that you can get it charged in about an hour. I plugged it in, left it alone, and about an hour and 11 minutes it was fully charged. So this is a very quick charging phone. So if you have 1 hour to stay away from your phone, just plug it in and you'll be good to go. I know 1 hour, right? It's kind of tough, but no, it's really nice. And there's a lot of things that make it a little bit easier to kind of stay away from the phone for a little bit. Of course, you know, if you have a Moto 360, that'll help you out. If you have this hint here, I did a review on this. You can check it out on my channel. Just want to update on that review though for the hint. It is still about 3.3 hours is the case. You can charge it up to 4 times. And of course, what's beautiful about the hint is that with the Moto X, you know, we have a launch phase. So I've been kind of messing around with launch phase. I haven't decided yet. You can even whistle too. So if you want to set up a whistle as a launch phase, you can do that. Right now I have mine set up as 1738. So yeah, a little Fetty Wap there for you. He's not even my favorite, but he's got nice beats. So that's my launch phrase there. And the cool thing about the hint is that you're actually, once you have this in your ear, you can actually say your launch phrase to the hint, and that'll work too. So if you want to stay away, if your phone's in a charger, just put the hint on and you can still do voice commands even if your phone's a little farther away. You can mess with the color mode. So you get either normal, so it's realistic colors, or vibrant. So as you can tell here, let me get a little close up. That's normal. It's vibrant. It'd be cool if they added some more modes, but I'm probably gonna leave it on vibrant. So yeah, the colors, there's more colors, and there's more saturation here in there, which is nice. So since it's a switch from AMOLED to LCD, you get a little more vibrant color out of it. But if you are all about accuracy, you can definitely go to the other one. I wanted to give you guys some a look at some 2K content here on here. So that is my tour of the Moto X Pure Edition, the Moto X style. If you have any more questions, just comment. I'll try to get back to them. It's still very interesting to me why there's only 7.8 gigabytes. That is one of my main pet peeves about this phone so far. That was unexpected right there. I'm usually used to having about 9. Like I said, it's 9.5 available, but only 7.8 after the pre-installed apps. The thing is, Google's been working at deep-loading their own software. So Google Plus isn't even on here, so I had to download that. That was a pain in the butt because I'm a big Google Plus user. And just to play games, you actually have to download Google Play Games. So I'm not even sure. I'm sure there's more Google apps that they took out of the phone. But even with those apps out, this phone still has a very, very low amount of available storage. But performance has been good. It's been nice and smooth. I haven't had any issues with the phone yet. No overheating issues. Like I said, I'll give you guys a battery update once I swap out the SIM card on this because that's really, like, my signal is at a yellow all the time, constantly. So there's something wrong there. It's been like that on my other phone as well. So it's about time to switch it up. And like I said, subscribe, follow me on Google Plus. I do have 2 Google Plus pages. So one's Josue Joseph, that's my name. The other one is Real Tech. I have 2 different YouTube channels, so it made me have 2 different Google Plus pages, but my main page is Josue Joseph. So that's the one that I use. That's the one that I use on a daily basis. So if you need to hit me up, you can definitely follow me on there. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.